Hello everybody, welcome to part almost 4, I think, although it's not like part 4, but welcome to like my last video regarding the Chevening Scholarship interview, tips and tricks and answers and questions and answers. And I hope you have watched the first, the second and third, and this is like the fourth, and here I will give you 10 tips for the interview. There are no questions, they are actually tips to prepare you to ace the Chevening interview. I hope you have enjoyed the 3 parts, and I hope they have helped you to get an idea of the questions and answers and what are the things that are going to happen. If you haven't watched them, I highly encourage you, and I will put the links here or here somewhere. Go watch them, and it will definitely prepare you. This one, it's not important. You can watch this video and then watch those 3 videos, or you can watch those 3 and then come to here. Okay, let's go to the first step. The first step is be confident. Be confident. You have written 3-4 essays. You have applied to 3 different 4 universities, and you have maybe more unconditional offers. You have a job, you are a leader. If you made it so far, you are a successful person. I would like to tell you congratulations on your achievement. That's why be confident. The panel has nothing to do with you. They just want to ask you a question from you and the other applicants in your country to see who should get this scholarship. The interview is actually not an exam, but it's more important than your essays, of course, or your application. And the reason is they don't want to test you. They just want to know that the same person who wrote those applications, is it really you or not? This is it. That's why take it like this, and be confident and go to the interview. I tried to make this video as short as possible. That's why I do not want to take more than 1 or 1.5 minutes for each question. Tip 2, be short and to the point. So when you are asked questions like introduce yourself, like where do you come from? What's your education background? What's your professional background? Be short and be to the point. And the reason why short is that you don't have a lot of time, because if you talk about everything, then you will be stopped and ask another question, because the panel has maybe 30 to 40 questions to ask you. And they have their time limit as well, because another applicant is waiting outside when you are here. And to the point is because if you are asked talk about your education background, talk about your education background. Do not talk about your English language, how you learned English language, because learning English is not your educational background. Because, of course, I didn't learn English at school, and I didn't learn it at a university. I learned it in a private center. So if somebody asks me, talk about your education background, I don't say that 20 years ago I went to a small course in my area and studied English language. So be to the point and be short. Question 3, be true and be honest, or be trustworthy. The reason why I'm trying to be honest is whatever you really are, that should be what you should have written in your essays as well. And now when you're talking about it, try to be true. Say whatever you have written. If some things have changed in your life since you submitted your essays, and now you can be, yes, true. I don't work at this position anymore. I'm fired, or I am now looking for another job. I changed my job. I'm looking for this. For example, if you have written some articles, some research papers, then they are not published, you can talk about it in the interview. You say, well, I have written 3 research papers and I couldn't publish it. I wrote 10 short story books, but they are not published yet. Say it, gain their trust and be honest as well. Number 4, be focused, be attentive, or be available. So when you are there, as I said before, that talk about your education background, or now let's change it, talk your professional background. The reason why I want you to be focused is if you are focused, you know what is this question about and what I should answer. Because I'm asked about my profession is not about my networking relations that I have with my friends, or even my networking relation that I have with the president of your country. Although having a relation with the president is good to mention it in the interview, but everything has its time and place. So be attentive and be available there. If you are asked a question about, for example, I was asked a question, what are the 3 different achievements in your country regarding arbitration in the last 15 years? So being attentive and being available means that at the same time that I'm listening to the question, I already find and know what were really the big achievements in my country, not myself, but what happened in my country regarding arbitration in the last 15 years. Maybe you are a doctor, you are an engineer, you are a biologist. You will be asked maybe such a question, not to understand your knowledge about that field, but what have happened regarding that field in your country. If you are a doctor, you should know the vaccine things regarding COVID-19. If you are an engineer, you should know what kind of construction things are happening in your country to respond to them. Number 5, be proactive. That means correct your that also means correct your mistakes and say sorry. So this proactive is just regarding the interview, okay? It's not about your life. Of course, it's good to be proactive in your life as well. But in your interview, you should be proactive. You should, engage with them in a very calm and good and friendly way and honest way. And at the same time, if you make a mistake, correct your mistake. Or if something was done wrong, you just say, okay, well, I'm sorry for that. It's just like this, and I'm sorry for that. This is how you make yourself proactive and active there. Number 6, be on time, whether if your interview is conducted online, in your city, in another city, go there and be there on time. Once I remember, I had TOEFL exam or IELTS exam, and all the seats were full in my city, and I had to go to another province and go there. And believe me, the money I spent to fly to another city and my hotel accommodation, everything was very much more than the registration fee of TOEFL. But I did it just to be on time. That's what I encourage you to do. Maybe it's online, prepare your laptop, prepare your phone, prepare at least 2-3 devices. If one is not working, the other. You can also prepare your internet connections. If you have 2, it's better. If this is not working, you can easily or immediately switch to the other. So, and of course, be on time, be prepared. So at least 5 minutes before your interview. Tip number 6, be friendly, be kind. So when you start your interview from the beginning, try to be friendly, try to be very, polite. Because being polite, being kind means that you are not a cocky person. You are really giving respect to the panel. You are giving respect to yourself and your future and your country. Because those people who are taking the interview, they are smart. They have done maybe more than 100 interviews that year, or they will do, each one of them. By talking to you, they already know what kind of person you are. That's why it's always good to not show yourself very smart, not show yourself very cocky, and that's going to, hurt you very much. Number 8, be positive. Being positive means that if you are asked how will you handle, if you are in the UK and you get homesick, you stress out, what will you do? Will you cry? Will you beg for Chevening to book your return tickets immediately after 1 month? You have to be positive. You have to say, well, no, I'm going to, stay strong and be strong and handle the situation. If they talk about the condition of your country, what's going to happen in your country? There's war between like the government, the insurgents, the people. What will happen? Don't be negative. You say, oh my God, I'm so much afraid. You know, these things, they are not going to happen. The government will fall, the people will die, and everything is absolutely bad. Because that means if you go to the UK, then you will stay in the UK and you will not return back if your situation is not good at home. Definitely, that is what happens to most of the people. Be positive. It doesn't be positive because if you get a master's degree, don't say, well, I get a master's degree and I return to my country, I don't know if I get any job. So try to be very, very honest and at the same time positive when you're answering these questions. I hope you get the point. Number 9, be motivated. Be motivated and motivate others, and try to show and demonstrate to them how you got motivated by your family, friends, teacher, professors, and other boss people around you, your friend, girlfriend, boyfriend, and father, mother. And try to show yourself during your speech how you have motivated other people, like to study, to work out, to apply for school or master's degree or scholarships, and and try to show that you are motivated. And even if you are applying for any field that it might be good or very famous with high salary, low salary, still try to be motivated. Well, I am studying law degree, I'm studying law degree to come to my country, to bring a change, to attract foreign investment in my country, to make sure that big companies like Silicon Valley investors are also thinking about Afghanistan because of the minerals we have, because of the subsidies that we have through the government, because of the taxes reduction that we have, and all these things. Try to be motivated and have this approach. And number 10, be willing to listen to questions and do not interrupt the panel. Do not be afraid of questions, because the questions are if there are no questions and they ask you to introduce yourself and it's and you speak in a monotone, I am John, I come from this country and I do this, I do this, I do this. If I speak like this for 5 minutes, you will be bored. But the interview is 30 minutes. If for 30 minutes you are speaking, the panel will be sleeping, definitely. If I would be sleeping, anybody who would speak, the other people will sleep, or even if I listen to you or you listen to me for 30 minutes, you will sleep, definitely. So try to give them the time to ask you questions, and be if your answer is very short, you give them more chance to ask you more questions. If it's not clear for them, they will ask again. You say, what did you study? And you say, well, I studied law at this university. This is it. Don't tell them that I started in 1990 and 2010 and then ended in 2015. I missed one semester. Don't just give nothing. Okay? And if they want to know more, they will ask you, which year did you start? Which year did you end it? What subjects did you study? You don't have to, list them all together and throw at them. Instead, it's good to give them time. If it's important, they will ask you questions for them. If it's not important, they will jump to other things. Of course, that thing will be more important than you talking about something or willing to answer a question about something that is not interesting for them or important for them. And to not interrupt them, it's very impolite. Let them ask you the question, because if you don't know the question, how can you answer them, even if you think that you know it? But still, even if you know it and what you have found is exactly the same question that they are asking, still it's very ethically not good, and it's impolite. So these are the tips, 10 tips. There are more tips, of course, but these are what I have experienced for 2 times that I have applied. Please like this video, subscribe to this channel, and write your questions and comments in the comment section below. And I want to ask you to motivate other people who are applying for Chevening Scholarship or they have their interviews. Write your comments, and don't forget to tell me when is your interview date in the comments below. And let's see. I wish you best of luck and success with your interview. If you make it this year, congratulations. If you don't make it, still congratulations for preparing for the next year, and don't be worried. And don't forget to follow and subscribe to my dad's scholarship channel. The link is below. I am currently studying through that scholarship in Germany. That's why I have another channel to help those who are applying for that scholarship. Thank you very much, and I wish you good luck and best of luck with your Chevening application.